Hi. So I just recently released a video on how I would pitch a House of Mouse sequel or reboot or whatever, and it did pretty well. At the end of that video, I said, "Hey, if you have any ideas for episodes, stuff like that, leave in the comments." And it's been 2 weeks. I'm gonna go look at the comments and see if you guys get any good ideas. They're all bad and awful. No, there's some good ideas. But let's check the comments. So Gene Millens says, how about a Kingdom Hearts episode? Maybe there's a heartless outbreak, Sora is brought in to get rid of them, while Mickey and friends have to work around him. You can play off how over the top Kingdom Hearts kind of could be. I probably should have mentioned Kingdom Hearts in the video. Obviously, great idea. Realistically, for this very real show that's going to happen, definitely 100%, trust me guys. I don't see it happening. There's a lot of legal hoops you have to jump through to get Kingdom Hearts characters in the show. You could probably have like a Keyblade somewhere. You could have Mickey and the gang wearing their outfits from the game. I just don't think Sora and Heartless are like reasonable. It'd be cool though. It would be cool. I'd like to see Sora in this, but I just don't think he's super realistic because of all the legal loopholes and things you have to jump through to get him in. Sean Silv has a few things. To build on the Oswald idea, the cartoons that are played are exclusive Oswald cartoons, of course. Makes perfect sense. The established Epic Mickey is canon in some way. But yeah, if you bring in Oswald, have him be Epic Mickey Oswald, because that just... Again, it would make sense why he would want to take over the house, because he had a chip on his shoulder. And that's a version most people know. So yeah, Oswald, have him be Epic Mickey version. Oswald gets manipulated by Bill Cipher for him to take over the house in exchange for his heart back. I respect the idea. Massive disagree. Oswald taking over the house and Bill Cipher being in the episode, those are both way too big. Those are two really big ideas that you should not put them together. I think they work amazingly separately. I do think you should have Oswald manipulated by someone, preferably Pete. I think you could have like Pete in the background. He's trying to run Mickey out of business, so he finds Oswald somewhere and it's like, hey kid, I can help you become a star. You just have to overtake this other establishment. You can like fund him. We both mentioned he should be Oswald becomes a recurring character and he joins the house. He reforms. I think a good idea would be like have Oswald's show be very style over substance. Like it's really flashy, but he's an awful performer. So once Mickey takes back the house, he beats Pete. Have Oswald join them as like the effects artist. Like he does all the pyrotechnics or whatever for the show. He does like the effects for the show. That would be a good way, because that wasn't really in the original. So you have a new role, and it would make sense to how he could get popular, but he doesn't have like the same charm and style as Mickey does. So I think that's how I would do it. Bill Cipher needs to be an episode. Don't make this one. These are two things that are both really big. They don't need to be together. The Ghost TM has a few. Maybe a magic competition where all the magical characters try and amaze the audience. Obviously, Owl House, of course, Marcy and Maddie from Amphibia, Bill Cipher. I'm just thinking right now, I expect to see a lot of Bill Ciphers. I feel like every other comment mentions Bill Cipher. You mentioned two of the shows there. Obviously, there's a lot more like magic characters in like the movies. The Witch from Brave, Mim, Merlin, Maleficent. If you're going to include Bill Cipher, might as well include her too. So yeah, I think there's enough for like a magic show, and all the magics are very varied. So yeah, I'd say that works. I think that's a really cool idea. Battle bands, that's one of my ideas. Have more participants. Did I say which bands are going to be in? I think I just played like a clip from Aristocats. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of bands you can include. You mentioned the Heart Stomper band. I forgot what the name was from Amphibia, but they sang the song Heart Stomper. It was the trio as the girls. Yeah, that would be a good one. And those extras would probably be easier to get since they keep appearing in like the spin-offs that they've been doing. So yeah, I think that's a good suggestion. Who's gonna be the judges? If it would be boring, I'd probably just say like Mickey, Donald, Goofy. Which would be more realistic thing since this is the house throwing this. For more interesting ones, any character having and just freaking pick a character. I don't care. I feel like realistically it would just be Mickey, Donald, Goofy, or someone else from the staff. But have it be freaking Chicken Little. I don't care. The best thing Disney could do to test the waters is doing one little thing. Putting the original Disney Plus. I should have said that. I should have been brought up. Yes, the original, for God knows what reason, is not available currently on Disney Plus. I have two possible ideas. One is Tantor appears in a few episodes, and the Tarzan rights are a little freaky, so maybe they couldn't use Tantor. But like, they have all the other Disney films, other Tarzan films on Disney Plus. Like, why is this one cameo too much? And I would say just remove him, but he is in the first episode. So you can't really remove that one. He doesn't even do anything notable. He just like beats up Pete in one episode. There is Tarzan characters, and you can't use a Tarzan IP, and you can't just remove that episode because it's the first episode. It sets up the entire plot of the show. So I get it. If that's a reason, I'm not sure. Because again, Tarzan IP is really freaky wiki. And the other possible reason I could think of is some other characters that appear are from Song of the South, which isn't just like to pretend exists. I know they have like Splash Mountain. I believe that's getting a makeover to remove all Song of the South characters because it's really not particularly good in terms of how it addresses race. It's something Disney likes to hide. I'm shocked they have Splash Mountain for this long. And the other one, crows from Dumbo appear, and the crows have always been a little contentious. Obviously, there's a reason why they're completely silent in the live-action remake. They're very racially questionable. Obviously, it's fine because it was like the 40s or whatever, but like nowadays, bit questionable. They did try to fix it. Like I believe it was Kevin Michael Richardson was voicing them. He's a black man, so it's a bit better, but not really. It's a little. Again, I feel like you could just remove that one episode, or maybe they even have like a scene, you just cut the scene out, or you can do what a few other shows like Tailspin and Darkwing Duck. I know DuckTales, Tailspin and DuckTales, and a few others had like before certain episodes they had this disclaimer that said the content in this is dated. It was not good then, it's not good now. We are showing this to preserve or something like that. Where they have like weird like racial things, usually like tribal members. I think Timon and Pumbaa also had a few episodes like that. So that's probably why it's not on Disney Plus, either because of Tantor's rights or because of, it's only Tantor, by the way. I should mention that Tarzan himself does not appear or any other like notable. It's just Tantor. He appears in like 2 episodes, and then the other reason is because some of the more racially questionable characters like the Song of the South crew and the Dumbo crows. I feel like you could come out and put them on Disney Plus. It's weird that's not on there, but hey, hopefully eventually it gets added. It took Wanda like a year to get on there, so why not? Andrea Smith has an episode idea. Pinocchio breaks something that's very special to one of the princesses and does his best not to lie, but the only other person who knows what Pinocchio did is Dolores Madrigal. This is a great idea. This is like, it's a simple one. Like a lot of these are gonna be like really like high concept, like Sora comes in or Bill Cipher comes in. Which I do like the really big high concept ones. Just look at my suggestions. But I do really like the smaller ones where it's just, Pinocchio breaks something and he needs to keep it a secret, but one person knows. And I do like that it's like a mixing of the old, like one of the oldest Disney characters and one of the newest Disney characters. Easy thing that you said, princess thing, break one of the slippers. Maybe like Ariel's trident, just something like that. I mean, the slippers probably don't matter. I mean, you can even make it a joke, like Pinocchio breaks one of the slippers, like, and he's like, "Oh my God, that's one of Cinderella's like shoes. I'm gonna get burned alive. I can't let anyone know." And he tells Mickey, and he needs to try to keep him a secret. And Dolores knows, and Dolores is trying to tell everyone. And then at the end, it finally comes out, and Cinderella's like, "I don't care. I lose these slippers all the time." And she just like has this like cabinet of slippers. She just like snaps her fingers and like the fairy godmother appears and just like a shower of slippers appear. I think that would be fun. I really like this idea. This is a really fun idea. It's lower stakes, but it does really fit with the style of House of Mouse. And this is great. This is great. Mizelle Lopez has 8 episode ideas, which is really, really impressive. I like seeing a lot more. Mostly about the Disney TVA staff. I'm just saying right now, Disney, if you want to remake this, I think it'd be safe to just do it with the Disney TV animation characters. Don't include film characters. Because like most of these suggestions will be about the show characters. Those have a much bigger fandom, I would say, than like more dedicated actor fandom. Obviously, like more people know the movie characters, but no one's really like, yeah, I just love talking about Snow White and other Disney movies. Like, they don't have, like, I don't see a lot of fan art of them, basically. So yeah, I feel like you'd just be safe to just, like, it'd be easier to include them right-wise. You're already starting it up with, like, the Rogan Karaoke's and Chibiverse. So honestly, I think it might be even safer just to do only the show characters. But I also love the movie characters, and it's just that's read their comment, actually. Yeah, that's a good idea. Great. Mickey and friends alongside Dipper and Mabel investigate who's eating the food in the House of Mouse. It's Scratch. That's a really fun idea. You could like have an interview a bunch of people. Obviously, Timon and Pumbaa will probably be like the main suspect because they're like the face of the guests of the show. They and Hades probably have more episodes to themselves than like everyone else. It's like halfway split between the Timon and Pumbaa Hades episodes and other characters. You get the focus episodes. And Scratch being the culprit makes a lot of sense. You can have a lot of good jokes with him and character for him. Obviously, Dipper would like freak out when it's a ghost, and Mabel will probably just think he's cute. I like this idea. I like this. It's a fun idea. Gretel and Darkwing from the reboot fight over which hero is better with or without powers, but they team up and defeat a villain and both agree they're good. There can be a joke of Hamster and Gosling washing food. I like the idea of Hamster and Gosling washing. Within both of these characters, like, personalities to be, like, really egotistical and arrogant, so I feel like they would butt heads. I'm gonna just shout you off mentioning Hamster and Gretel of all shows, because that's a show no one knows exists, besides, like, the brief appearance of Doofenshmirtz in one episode. So I appreciate you including some of the lesser talked about shows instead of just the standard Owl House, Amphibia, stuff like that. That'd be fun, yeah. I do kind of prefer to just do original Darkwing, because I have just more attachment to that one, but I'm fine if they use reboot. So yeah, either way works. Jake is trying to find a magical lost creature, but can't do hundreds of them. Good idea. I feel like this needs to be a bit more reshopping. Yeah. Again, I do appreciate including lesser talked about shows. Nothing pre-2010 Disney gets brought up as Phineas and Ferb Kim Possible, so I do appreciate you including some of the more lesser talked about shows. Yeah, I feel like this is a good workshop. We just have to think of like what the magical creature is, which you're right, there's a lot of them. Maybe he's trying to make a specific dragon, but he's like 20 billion dragons. He's like, no, not this one, blah, blah, blah. Tater takes her Primos to the house and things start to get chaotic for Cousin Bud's snakes and scorpions everywhere. Joke where Kyle Fletcher's one, that's funny. To locked out scaring the staff. This is probably that new show, Primos. Is that even out yet? I don't know if that's even out yet. I don't know enough about these characters. I don't know who any of these characters are off the top of my head. I like the idea of just Ka flirting with another snake. That's funny. Oh, there's 100% gonna be a joke if this ever gets made somehow, where they make like a little nod to the Ka internet trend. You know the one. God, it sucks so much being a fan of Ka. I loved him as a kid because he's a cool snake. He has a fun song. Oh no, now he's only known for a hypnotism fetish. Valentine's Day special, where they play a couples game, similar to Chibi 1 with more questions, including with his name, Molly and Ollie. I love saying their names. Sprig and Ivy, Star and Marco, Jake and Rose, Kim and Ron. I feel like if they do this, it will mostly be like the movie couples, which is fine, but I do wish they would throw in some of the show. Again, I'm acting like this is like a real show. I don't know. I don't know why I'm acting like a real show, but like, you know, I feel like realistically it would mostly be or it could even be like a mix of TV couples and movie couples. Maybe do what the hit Cartoon Network commercial series Stay Longers did. There they had CN Originals versus Hanna-Barbera characters. Maybe you could have like, do you know your partner better, and have there be a full team of movie characters versus full team TV show characters. Yeah, pretty good selection for the possible ones. There isn't a lot of like romance in like the early like the 80s and 90s shows, besides like some brief implications. So I feel like it's fine to mostly focus on these guys. Maybe throw in someone from Phineas and Ferb. Yeah, this is as you say, kind of like the Chibi one. This is kind of just basing off that Chibi short, which, hey, that's cute short, so who cares? I like it. Good idea. Murphy's Law is back again, and Chaos and Shields from Ceiling Lights falling to the screen burning. How did I not think of Milo Murphy? That just writes itself. Like, nothing else to say. That's a great idea. How did I not think of Milo Murphy? Mortimer is up to something as usual, and his plan is to shrink House and Mouse to keep it in the collection. Mickey has to stop him. So this is obviously really based off that whole meme recently of hot cha cha penis big. Yeah, I feel like they definitely have to capitalize on Mortimer Mouse, even if not the show. Disney's missing out. Like, I think the meme's already passed, but like Disney really should have capitalized on Mortimer Mouse when they had a chance. Mortimer was in the original, but he didn't really do much. He was kind of like a occasional, hi, I'm here, I hate Mickey Mouse, I'm gonna try to be annoying, and then he gets like beaten up. So I think making him like a full villain would be fun. Again, playing into his whole mimetic status now. I think Mortimer Mouse would be a really cool villain for like a short for a special or something. Yeah. So there's a few other suggestions here that it's mostly like just things they might want, like bring back a character. I'm not going to really bring into that unless it's like a full episode. Yeah. A lot of people saying they want like the shows, which of course I agree. I'm not going to really dive into every single comment on here. I just okay. I was saying I'm not going to dive into anything unless it's an episode suggestion. But I do like this one, Arid Alpha Eagle, and they say, considering that Chibiverse is often compared to House of Mouse, but with Chibi Tiny Tales instead of Mickey Mouse works, it'd be funny if one of the Chibiverse episodes is a House of Mouse reunion episode. That's great. Chibiverse is, like, if you don't know, this series that Disney's been doing, where they have all their TV show characters kind of meet up and do like short, silly skits. I haven't seen most of them. The one I remember the best, the villain takeover episode, where King Andreas leads a group of villains to like throw over the heroes. I do remember that one. They actually do like they stop briefly to play like short clips. So yeah, I probably should mention this actually. Like yeah, they basically have kind of redone House of Mouse just in a different style. So yeah, I think it'd be fun to have like Mickey Mouse come in for one Chibiverse episode. Be like, hey, remember House of Mouse? We're doing that, and build off from there. I think that'd be really fun. Oh frick! This is big. Disney for Life 722. He's going to revive House of Mouse for season 4 when he works at Disney. Thank you. Can I be a writer, Disney for Life? Can you have an episode where Gonzo and Yamato will make out? He even mentions that Tarzan is going to be an episode because we only saw Tantor. They're doing the Lord's work. I love you so much, Disney for Life. A lot of people bring up Once Upon a Studio. I love Once Upon a Studio. That's not House of Mouse. It gives me like a similar energy, but it's its own thing. It's not House of Mouse, the sequel. Harrison Bollinger says, Cricket, Daryl, Phineas, Ferb, Dewey, and Louie sneak into the storage room and mess around, while Candace, Molly, Bill, and Huey try to stop them for things to get out of hand. I think that would work. I would probably swap out Bill with Tilly, because it'd be weird for like 3 kids and a grown freaking man to be wandering around. Probably makes more sense to include the actual kid. This is a good idea. Yeah, again, I do feel like some people are focusing too much on the non-Mickey Mouse characters. You do have to realize this is still a Mickey Mouse show. Mickey does have to appear in some way. But you can also have Mickey or one of Mickey's friends, like Donald, Goofy, whatever, team up with all the kids you just mentioned. They're trying to find the, looking through the storage room. And there was this, like, type of this commercial video. All the Disney TVA characters, like, going in and messing around with some of the old movies and stuff. I could see a similar vibe there. Like, they all go in the storage closet and they start messing around with, like, the Genie's Lamp and Maui's Hook and stuff like that. Like, all the other props in the basement. I think that'd be really fun. Fun way to include all those characters. Mateus brings up Ice Age. I'm a little iffy on including Fox, because I feel like there's so many things they have that I'm not sure if Disney would want to include, because Disney's been really light with their inclusions of Fox. It's mostly just, they have access to X-Men now, and they have The Simpsons. They don't really mention any other things that they own. But if you were to include one, obviously Ice Age would be the way to go. It fit in pretty well. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with those characters. Yeah, I'm cool with this. So number 8578, he says some series he would like to be in there. But he also gives some plot ideas. The pets characters get kidnapped by Cruella de Vil, and the owners have to save them. How had that done in the first one? Like, that seems like such an obvious thing to do. I'm really shocked they did not have, like, Cruella taking over, like, kidnapping Lady and the Tramp. There was a joke about it. She was, like sizing them up, seeing how good they could be for a coat. But, like, I'm surprised they didn't go, like, all the way. So, that's a good idea. Dr. Draken steals Star Butterfly's wand and uses it to take over the house. I do question why Draken of all villains, but I do think that's a good idea to have, like, to use the wand from Starverse. That's a really powerful item. Might be the most powerful item in Disney history. So yeah, I'd be cool to see that. Lord Dominator tries to destroy the house, and now Stitch, Lilo, Wanderer, and Sylvia have to stop her. A little weird to put Stitch and Lilo of all characters, though I love Lilo and Stitch, I love Wanderer. Yonder, Lord Dominator is like the perfect villain for this kind of series. Where, like, she's big and grand, she's over the top, but she's a genuine menace. and she would probably try to destroy a nightclub out of spite. So you know what? I like this idea. Smart characters go to science fair. Did I mention a science fair? I did like Battle of the Bands and stuff, and like a cooking competition. I didn't do a science fair. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Phineas and Ferb, of course, would have to be one of them. Oh frick, what's the kid's name from Meet the Robinsons? Was it Milo? It's been a while since I've seen Meet the Robinsons, but he would be there. Of course, he even like had a science fair. Joshi Conroy brings up Studio Ghibli. Sadly, Studio Ghibli is not owned by Disney anymore. They are owned by Warner Brothers. They have the rights to distribute those films now. Yeah, Ghibli characters would be really cool, but that's not possible thanks to them the film rights being owned by Warner Brothers. Princess _-GP3F says, if House gets rebooted, I'd like to see characters from the Disney Toon Studios sequel movies making appearances as a club and an Easter episode. The first one, really good idea. I know like it was like a really big trend to make fun of how bad those films were, but I feel like a lot of people have some nostalgia for those movies. I do at least. Lion Guard decided to bring back try to like canonize Lion King 2, and they have all the characters from there. And of course Lilo and Stitch, it started as direct-to-DVD films, and those characters are still used to this day. There's a few other like fun ones. Those are like the most obvious ones. Those are the ones that people most have the most nostalgia for. You can include like some of the characters from. I think that people like the 101 Dalmatians sequel, right? I think you can include those characters. I brought up in my comment. I brought up Forte. I feel like that's a really fun villain. He wouldn't be played by Tim Curry because he suffered a stroke. He's still alive, but he can't act, which is sad. But I feel like he'd be a fun character to throw in. Yeah, I can see that. I think it'd be cool to include some of the direct-to-DVD sequel characters. So in the replies to these comments, someone asked what the Easter episode was going to be. Princess responded back with, it would be called Mickey's Easter Escapade. And the episode would be about the House of Mouse having an Easter egg hunt, and Pete tries to shut it down by stealing the Easter eggs, baskets of candy, and it's up to the gang to find them before the guest leaves. That's better than I was going to say. I was going to say, like, have just Thumper or some other rabbit character be there and be like, oh my god, it's the Easter Bunny, hoo-hoo. No, this is much better. And Time Pilot came back with something with Oswald, because, duh. Yeah, I feel like this would be after Oswald becomes a recurring character. He can be like have the idea to do an Easter egg thing, and yeah, have all the kid characters try to find all the eggs, all those stuff like relating to Disney movies. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is a good idea. Good idea. Chaz the Hedgehog has a episode concept. Mickey and the gang try to steal from Stan Woozle and Heffalump. Really like obscure reference there. Do most people even know the old Winnie the Pooh TV show? Sure, you're right. I appreciate the deep cut. They find at least Heffalumps and Woozles into the club so they can steal the honey. However, they literally run amok while constantly playing their song. The result is utter chaos. Pooh and friends have to get Mickey and the gang by facing their fears and stealing away. When it's finally over, Stan have to haste a retreat, claiming they'll be back. In reference to Paris Big Game and the one memorable episode from the original where pink elephants from Dumbo cause chaos. I was thinking, oh yeah, this is like a pink elephant episode. I like this idea. That's a good idea. Again, I like including more obscure characters, like the freaking two like one-off villains from old Winnie the Pooh show. Like I love when people like go really really weird here. Yeah, no, this is a fun idea. Would be nice to have like the Pooh characters like face their fears. Winnie the Pooh is like really doesn't do anything in the original episode. I want to think Tigger like talks. Which is weird because like Jim Cummings voices them both, and he's already like in the show as Pete. So like, why not just use them? You know? Yeah, no, this is a fun idea. Darian610 says Bill Cipher is the genie. I feel like Bill Cipher is like a one and done deal. Like he appears once, and he's like the main event, and then he doesn't appear again. I feel like I could like the genie could like beat him at the end. He'd be like one of the few characters that like could reasonably stand up to him. Like have like the Bill Cipher episode be like a mini Weirdmageddon where he just like makes everything weird and freaky in the house. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Mr. Gaminator says a Ladies' Night sequel and a Princess Fighting Shoes. Not much else to say. That's a good idea. Yeah, I did kind of bring up like the princesses have like an argument over who's the best princess, and then Kuzco wins. I think that would be a fun idea. That would be how you would make that episode. So obviously include ladies' nights. There would be a lot more female characters that aren't princesses, but hey, I think both are great ideas. As a villain sequel, but instead of Jafar, it's Candace posing as a villain in order to bust Phineas and Ferb for good. That's funny. That's funny. I don't think they should waste their big like villain crossover on Candace, But I do think that's definitely like an episode where like she thinks the boys are up to something, and it turns out they're just like enjoying the show or something. I think that'd be fun. Like Candace is a really fun character that would make a lot of interesting episode ideas. Symbala, not an episode idea, but he says same art style he did in Once Upon a Studios. Not gonna happen. Objectively not gonna happen if this show does ever happen. Because do you know how much like time and effort it would take to have every character in the exact same like old art style they did have the 2D characters be 2D, 3D characters be 3D? That would take a lot of time and a lot of money, and I feel like it would work for like one episode where something happens and the 2D characters are still 2D, but the 3D characters are now 3D, and they have to like adjust to like something like this or something like that. I don't know. I think it would be a lot of fun, but it would be way too hard on a TV show budget instead of a 7-minute short to constantly have all the 3D characters be 3D. Robin, my friend, really epic person. I do a podcast with them. Episode ideas. Ariel versus Moana. Too big about which is better. Land, Ariel's opinion, or the ocean, Moana's opinion. The shorts would even tie into like look how good or bad the sea can be. Not sure any shorts that fit the bill or whatever. Really, really fun idea. This is among my favorites so far. It's just a really natural idea. Like Ariel comes from the ocean but prefers the land. Moana comes from the land, prefers the ocean. They would definitely bump heads. There was a lot of comparisons between the two when Moana first came out. I'm not sure any shorts top of my head either, but there's got to be like ocean-related shorts, especially with Donald Duck. Yeah, really fun idea. Would work perfectly. How it would end, not really sure. Obviously, they'll probably come to like some mutual agreement. Yeah, really fun idea. Merlin tries and fails to court Lady Godmother. I assume you mean Fairy Godmother. Sounds like just the hero version of the Maleficent and Hades episode, which is the best episode of the series. But I'm not super into this one. Parody of sort from the new trend of Disney horror movies about a separate club that has got a better reputation that only plays the scariest shorts like Halloween stuff. But at the end, it's shown that the bad club members are mostly just silly little goobers trying to act tough. So it's basically just that one episode, Wander Over Yonder, where like they go to like the town with all these bad guys and they're just like complete softies. But the idea of like parodying the evil Disney movie like trend that people have been doing is really funny. Have it be like really dumb, like heavy Killy the Pooh, Steamboat Killy, Pete Die Pan. I hope to God none of these are like actual names. I made this up off the top of my head. But yeah, have the like those types of like characters, those like edgy knockoff versions of Disney characters. And at the end, they're just like, I just wanted to be accepted, and they can like make like not in the same way as Oswald, but like they can be like background characters, and like they start like appearing in like background shots. I think it'll be really fun to mock that kind of trend while still keeping it like lighthearted. This is a really fun idea. Buzz and Stitch become friends. Simple, cute, clean, effective. Include Stitch. I approve. And yeah, that seems to be most of them. Most of the other comments are just I want to include this character and this character without like full episode ideas, which you don't need to do. I'm not upset that people didn't put down episode ideas. I think the ones we got here are actually really good. Mostly focused on Disney TV shows, which should be expected. But yeah, these are all really fun ideas. Oh frick, wait, there's one more comment. From Mexican Soundwave. I hope Mortimer Mouse hits the gritty. I want them to never make the show.